Hey, 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 everybody. It's Jay the Heel and my boy, Eddie Rocks. We are Eddie and the Heel. We are on the road today at Parvin State Park to give you the latest on Smackdown and Raw and WWE coming at you on our little hike here. So, Eddie. Tell me about what's been going on in the WWE.
Well, we've had the start off of SmackDown with Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable in this transfer window between all three brands, which has been very great. And to see that all three brands are going after each other is kind of fun.
You talking about Raw, SmackDown, and NXT?
Yes.
You got the young stars of NXT that are going to be joining the rest of the roster, jumping up and down. That'll be interesting.
Yes. It will be a great brand between all three general managers. And then you had him talk about challenging the one and only Chad Gable to a match for later in the night, which was a very great setup for those two. And then you had the WWE Tag Team Championships in the night and fight each other. The Street Profits got taken out by
Solo.
Yeah, Solo and
Fatu. And the Bloodline.
And so that didn't help anything, but that actually set up for the one and only DIY to have a chance to take a shot at the WWE Tag Team Championships against the Motor City Machine Guns, which was a great kind of little segment between all three of them. And we know Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa have had issues with each other, and nobody knows why. And then it turned out to be a swerve, that they swerved every single person that they were going to break up, fight each other. And then it turned out they were turning heel all along and trying to go after Johnny, to go after the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
And take their tag team titles, because they've had issues between each other.
Yeah, with Tommaso and Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing this thing coming from a mile away with Tommaso Ciampa kind of going rogue, doing his own thing, just like laying people out.
Yeah,
So we really didn't see this. It was almost as nobody saw this one coming. I think everybody may have seen Tommaso and his situation, but we didn't know Johnny was gonna join him. So quite a surprise.
Yes.
Pleasantly surprised.
Very interesting
Yeah.
twist on a storyline that nobody saw coming. And then we had Michael Cole talking with Kevin Owens in his car about all this crap that's been going on with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, what's up with that? Going out to his car? Are you scared, Kevin Owens? What's going on?
And
that's kind of creepy, having Michael Cole out in the car, huh?
Yeah. And then sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm not allowed in the building," like. And then you're gonna talk about bias, but the interview being biased. It's more like Kevin Owens, you're being biased, trying to go after Cody Rhodes. Why? Just because he teamed with whatchamacallit?
Yeah, it is a little bit
Roman
ridiculous.
Reigns? Like, really? Sami Zayn did the same thing. I don't see you attacking him.
Well, not yet, at least.
But
I think Kevin has got a list, and he's checking it twice.
Yeah.
And he's trying to find out who's naughty or nice.
Yeah, he thinks he's Santa Claus 2.0. That's Kevin Owens' mindset. He thinks he's Santa Claus.
He does kind of look like Santa Claus, doesn't he?
I mean, yeah.
Without the white beard, if he had a white beard,
Yeah.
you know.
But he has a black beard, so he could be a pirate too. Who knows?
What else we got going on
We got.
in SmackDown?
Also, we've had so many things go on that
Let us know, man.
we had. So we've had some. Chad Gable challenged Cody Rhodes. Well, the Gable challenging Cody Rhodes was great. I mean, you see them towards the end fight it out. And then we had LA Knight and get taken out by the Bloodline.
Yeah, that was a little surprise with.
And Shinsuke Nakamura being all scared with the black mist. Trying to be like, don't attack me.
I don't know if he was scared. I just think he was a little cautious of him not getting beat, but
Yeah.
he did avoid a little beat down.
Yes, he did.
Hey, let's see what we got going on over here. He will sit down for a little bit.
Yeah. So that was a great night of SmackDown with every single segment having twists and turns, having plots that you don't expect to see coming.
Well, what kind of matches you had going on? What we got? Yeah, who we got going on? What kind of matches we got? I know we had some ladies wrestling.
We had, I think we had Bianca Belair and them fight it out for the Women's United States Championship, because we already know that's going to happen. Because that's going to happen at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
And you got asking who took out the Tonga twins, or took out Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
The one and only Jade Cargill. The person who took him out, we all know it was Bianca Belair. Honestly.
You think so?
It has to be.
Yeah, we've been all wondering what was going on there. Was it Rhea? Was it Liv? Was it Raquel? So.
Even Chelsea Green's been talking like, hey, I don't know who's taking her out. And then they like blame each other. It's like, if it was Bianca, basically, hopefully it's going to get revealed it was Bianca. And if it wasn't, then okay, Bianca's off the hook. Then she's crossed off the list. And we know she didn't attack Jade Cargill.
Well, get out your notes. What other matches we have there? Let's lay them out for everybody. We had, what do we have here? We had Damage. What was that? This was, where were we at, bud? Where's SmackDown? Where's the SmackDown list?
That's from the other day.
Yeah, we had we talked about the Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits, which happened when they got knocked out because Bloodline took them out in the beginning. So DIY picking up the belts, the new champs, DIY. We had Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano as our new tag team champions. We had Wyatt Six versus the Final Testament. That was an interesting match. I always love they both of them have some really great entrance themes coming on, but man, Wyatt Six is just sinister coming out.
Yeah, the Wyatt Six, especially with the theme of Bray Wyatt's old music back in the day, and it's just really cool. I mean, the Wyatt Six, the Final Testament. I mean, you already Put
your hand down. You're blocking your face, bud.
Yeah.
We had Final Testament taking that one.
Yes.
With the help of, who was that? Who came out with the white chalk and
oh, that was what's his name? Paul Ellery.
Yeah, Paul Ellery coming back, surprising I think everybody, and helping the Final Testament pull out the victory, which is a little surprising. But really, I guess wasn't that surprising. You kind of, those two are going to continue going at it, you know. wondering what that good versus evil theme is going on.
But
you
the
know,
thing is, I see that the Wyatt Six is the mind of Bray Wyatt, the greatest person in the world that passed away. And it's kind of interesting to see that his brother is making that stable that he really wanted to have of his own before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically, this Wyatt Six is a tribute to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
It's a great,
an honor.
yes, it's a great honor and a stable that, yeah, do we all miss Bray Wyatt? Yeah. But at least his brother's carrying on his legacy.
Yeah. So we had Final Testament pulling this one out, which I'm sure we will have some more content later. I'm sure this rivalry is not over, and we'll see what's going on there in the future. So what else do we have here? We had
Ivy Nile versus Vega versus Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship, which is another one for the women. So both sets of titles for the women are on both Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to give it to Selena Vega because she won with the greatest of ease, considering she hasn't won a match since being in WWE.
Really?
And
she hasn't won a match yet?
I don't think so.
Well, if you say so, Eddie Rocks. You're the man. You're the brain here.
I know. So I see that I just feel like all these women, Lyra Valkyria, Selena Vega, and Ivy Nile are all great. But Ivy Nile's power, which hopefully she'll eventually get pushed, but who knows at this point.
Yeah, but Selena Vega is high-flying, acrobatic. She has, being groomed by, Rey Mysterio.
And the LWO.
LWO, I mean, they know how to do their thing. They know how to do high-flying. They know it. They are athletic, and, they just have that gene in them.
Yes.
That luchador dream.
We had Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Which honestly was a great match. And Rhea coming back from injury.
Yeah, that facial injury
has been really, she's been really like coming into her own and just acting really more dominant.
She's coming in with a chip on her shoulder after getting injured like that.
And acting more like a dominant female wrestler than she was before. Like, she's coming in with more momentum than she's ever come in with, honestly, and I give her credit. And she is nothing but amazing. I mean, she's the powerhouse.
Well, you really love your Rhea, don't you?
Yeah.
But I see, man, Raquel is a monster also in her own right. I mean, she is devastating. She is dominant. She is the henchman for Liv. And, she is some power, especially with the Judgment Day. Interesting to see what's going to go on with the Judgment Day, since speaking of Judgment Day. But obviously we saw interesting clash of events here with Rhea pulling out the victory with her patented finishing move on with the table on Raquel. But then, of course, who's going to interfere. We had Liv come in trying to take out Rhea, and who comes to Rhea's side? Io Sky.
Yes,
Io Sky coming to her rescue. Interesting how it ended, though. The belts in the middle of the ring.
And they're both going at it.
Both grabbing the belt.
And this is setting up for Saturday night's main event.
Interesting.
This Saturday.
I am excited to see this.
On
Saturday.
NBC and Peacock.
Really?
2 stations. Two regular stations.
So, was that it for SmackDown?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. So, we're going to run into Monday Night Raw from last night?
Yes. We had, Monday Night Raw had Drew McIntyre officially back last night. Just back. Actually, let me start it off with this. The opening segment was Finn Balor
Gunther.
and Gunther
Yes.
and Damian Priest now. So now it's set it up for one of the triple threat matches for this Saturday night's main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, let me lay it out for you. Gunther comes out in his, which was pretty surprising, comes out in some jeans, some formal. He's just like relaxed wear, like, hey, I'm cool, Mr. Gunther. Like, it was a little bit off of his own. I was a little surprised by this, coming out that way in jeans and a shirt.
Because he normally doesn't do that.
Yeah.
He comes out in these nice suits.
Yeah, interesting. So, obviously, Finn Balor comes out, interrupts his speech, and with the Judgment Day, they want to lay out Gunther, and who comes to the rescue, but none other than Damian Priest.
Yes.
So, Damian Priest and Gunther empty the ring, and what happens? Gunther turns on Damian Priest, takes him down, and but still, interesting turn of events. Seeing those three making a match between Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Gunther. Interesting part of that segment was when Judgment Day was coming in and Finn Balor was talking about Dominic Mysterio not earning the opportunity when he went against Gunther. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Did you see the side eye?
Yeah, I saw that.
That side eye.
I was thinking in my head, Dominic's gonna turn. Like, Dominic's literally gonna turn. Like, you're gonna see Dominic basically go babyface down the line.
I wonder. You know,
I feel like it's going to happen.
It is. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what's going to happen here, because you can see the cracks that are formed in the Judgment Day. You got JD, you got Finn, and you got Liv, Raquel, Dominic, and what's his name? The other one. He's that insignificant that I can't remember. Carlito, yes, Carlito. Poor Carlito, all the way in the back. Like, I think both of them are just getting tired of Finn Balor.
Well, Carlito shouldn't really be in the Judgment Day overall, honestly.
Well, we talked about this on the ride over. The Judgment Day just isn't what it used to be. You know,
not when Edge had it, that's for sure.
Or even Damian Priest part of it. So interesting to see what happens. It is an interesting little circle we got here. We got the Judgment Day. We got the little descent between what's going on with Finn and Mysterio, what's going on with Damian, what's going on with Gunther. That is going to be a really interesting Saturday night main event. What else we got going on?
We had, so that started that. And then we went backstage with Braun Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser.
My boy Braun Breaker. Tell everybody what happened with my boy Braun Breaker.
He said he was basically saying that to Ludwig Kaiser, you keep backing Gunther so much and you're not making an opportunity for yourself, and you keep being Gunther's little pet. And that's what pissed off Ludwig to slap Braun Breaker across the face. Slap
my boy across the face.
And say, hey, you wanna talk crap like that to me?
Man.
I'll show you what's going on.
Interesting.
I'll slap you across the face. And they set up for a title match next week on Monday Night Raw.
All interesting things. Well, also something we talked about. What is going on with Ludwig? What is going on with Gunther? Is Ludwig going to be able to stand being Gunther's little pet?
I don't know.
For much longer?
Don't know.
Is Gunther going to turn face? Who is where, man?
Yeah, there's so many moving parts.
There are some.
You don't know.
There's some moving parts, so it is getting a little interesting. We have been a little bored and predictable. I don't know if we've been hearing what we've been saying about the predictability, but it seems like they are trying to mix it up a little bit, which I think is also good with the transfer portal, seeing where these moving parts can go. Will the Judgment Day change it all? Will there be some moving parts in the Judgment Day? Will somebody like Damian Priest reset, come back to Judgment Day, and run it again?
Who knows?
Who knows? Will Ludwig be involved in any of this? How will he be involved? Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What about that CM Punk segment?
That was a very weird segment. Like, Jackie Redmond, no disrespect, she did very great, but the whole segment of it all was just really weird. Like, it made no sense to whatever was going on, because honestly, it was just weird. And CM Punk talks a lot. I like the guy. He just talks a lot about a lot of stuff that does not make sense.
He stirs it up. I got to say that.
I mean, you talk about him stirring up trouble in AEW. I mean, come on. That's where all this is starting from. Because ever since CM Punk came back to the WWE, all the Rollins can get in his head is, oh yeah, Punk's the troublemaker. That's all you know.
So, roll that into Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins segment. Seth Rollins comes out. And who again, comes out, interrupts him?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, Sami Uso, whatever you want to call him. Obviously, there's a little unfinished business from last week when Sami and Seth freaking Rollins had their match, which was a good match. It was a good, fair match, which ended in what? Drew McIntyre
coming out and clamoring Sami Zayn again.
So, coming back last night, again, we have Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn shaking hands, squashing any kind of beef that they had, and Sami Zayn speaking his mind about Drew McIntyre, setting up, which sets up Saturday Night Main Event, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. But yet again, what happens? Drew McIntyre takes out Sami Zayn on his way out off the ring. Question to you, my man. This is the second week in a row Sami Zayn has been attacked by Drew McIntyre. This is the second week in a row that Seth Rollins has left and not come back out to help Sami Zayn. What is going on there? He just walked back to the backstage and his boy gets jumped by Drew McIntyre. So, question is, are they in cahoots, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre? Is there a little secret alliance going on there?
I mean, that wouldn't be surprising.
Setting up CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. I'm just throwing that out there. Interesting. We'll see what happens with that one.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens to Saturday Night. Man, I'm really excited for Saturday. I think I'm more excited for Saturday night's main event than I was for Survivor Series last week.
The funny thing is about Saturday night's main event, they're building it up like a pay-per-view, pretty much.
Hey, and that's all good. I think the matches that are getting set up at this point are probably, in my opinion, better than what the Survivor Series brought us, which was still a good pay-per-view. But I think everybody was a little disappointed with the lack of.
There was only, for Survivor Series, they were saying there was only 5 matches that Triple H put on the card.
Well, but there was no heel turns. There was no face turns. There was no extra drama other than Finn Balor. But that's just Finn Balor. So what is new that happened there? Other than a lot of superstars getting injured now. One of the Tongas, he's out with a torn bicep. Jimmy Uso out with broken toe. I mean, I think there's a whole bunch of it. Somebody else, there's a bunch of injuries that happen from that. So, hey, you play, you pay. So, what else we got there, brother?
We had the New Day speak about why they turned on Big E from last week.
Yeah.
And they officially got booed out of the building.
Nobody wanted to hear it.
They couldn't even say one word.
Nobody wanted to hear it.
They got booed out of the building.
It's pretty interesting that last week, the New Day turned heel. This week, DIY turns heel. 1 week after another, crew turns heel, which I can see it more with the DIY, and nobody was expecting it from the New Day, which is again, we talk about this portal being open now for people to switch back and forth, and we need to even things out. What's going to go on between SmackDown and Raw, NXT?
Yeah, because you got Ava, who's the general manager of NXT, and she's been coming out saying that it's just interesting to see all three GMs work together to do this transfer.
Well, yeah, they need to work together.
There's been talk of bringing a couple of the main roster guys to the NXT roster and back and forth. Like that Javon Evans that's on NXT. Honestly, he's a great athlete, but he's young, and it would be interesting to bring him to the main roster.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot going on. And then we also ask this question, what is the future of Saturday Night Main Event? Will this be a consistent thing? Will this be once a month? Will this be every Saturday night? What's going on with this? So that'll be interesting. Now that this transfer portal is open, at this point, will this be consistent? Will SmackDown and Raw, NXT continue to keep this open transfer portal? Because in my opinion, we've talked about this, I think that the roster should be fluid. I think that there's too many moving parts. There's too many factions. You got the two different bloodlines. You got Judgment Day. You got the Wyatt Six. You got the Final Testament. Who else we got? I'm not just talking about tag teams. I'm talking about these big crews. So those being your main ones. So if you're splitting them all up, can you have a Raw bloodline, a SmackDown bloodline? Would you separate the OTC from the new bloodline, one on SmackDown, one on Raw? Then they don't get to see each other. But if it's an open portal, sometimes they're here. I mean, which is what they're doing now. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on here. So what did we miss here? Any other matches that we might have missed? Again, this is our first on the road. So
I don't think so.
No. So what was the last match last night? We've talked about so much that I can't remember.
I don't know.
So lots of action. I don't know. What else you got to say, Eddie?
Nothing much. That was pretty much all of the matches we ran down.
So a pretty good week in SmackDown and Raw and WWE. As a whole, yeah. We have some good. Actually, some of the storylines are starting to, pick up a little bit. I think they've been hearing the disappointment in some fans.
Triple H, especially. I mean, being the man behind all this, Triple H, especially the game. Like, honestly, that dude, if he could just have or help these wrestlers gain a little bit more and just help and push them more. Like, you got guys that are in that venue, in that roster, that have not been pushed. And Triple H needs to start pushing guys. I mean, Triple H, what are you doing? I like you. Don't get me wrong. You're a great boss to work with. But you need to start pushing the rosters. You need to start doing stuff with the guys instead of just being like, oh, go out here. No, show them what to do. Don't just put them out there. Give them character. They have character when they come up from NXT. Let them keep that character. We all know whatchamacallit, the boss, the one who used to be run WWE, changed all that. But if Triple H can keep their character, like the War Raiders that have brought their name back to the company.
I'm not crazy about that.
I mean, I feel like they all need to keep their original names. I mean, yeah, Would you rather not have their original names and just give them names like you give Dewdrop and all that? No.
Well, I think that we have too many wrestlers on the roster. I think that they need to thin the herd. That's my opinion. I think that there's some groups that just aren't fitting in with WWE. So I think that's what they need to do. I think they need to go back to the old format, SmackDown, Raw, not being separate anymore. We need to have the best, the cream of the crop on this rosters.
Do that. Put the rosters back together, Triple H, please. You're the man. You could do this.
Yeah, there's enough talent that you can spread it through NXT, obviously SmackDown and Raw, and if you're bringing Saturday night's main event back, I mean, really, I'm old school. I loved the way the format was. I think there's too many titles. I think that there's too many wrestlers that just are not interesting. And I think if you go back to how it used to be, this is my opinion, that you will re-thrive. But I think there's just some talent that just is really lacking.
Speaking of Saturday night's main event, we got a legend returning to Saturday night's main event.
Who would that be?
The one and only, the Body, Jesse Ventura, is going to commentate Saturday night's main event.
What?
And be back in the commentator's booth this Saturday. So that'd be interesting to bring back a throwback. And there's been talk of bringing the immortal Hulk Hogan back to Saturday night's main event this Saturday.
Interesting. Well, we're looking forward to it. I know you're looking forward to it. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Saturday night's main event. What's the next pay-per-view coming up? Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble is in February, and then in March is WWE Elimination Chamber, a.k.a. John Cena's last year, being in the WWE. But from what I've heard, he's still staying with the company, so I don't know how true that is. So, yeah, it's John Cena's last run, so get your tickets for WWE Elimination Chamber because, don't forget, this is John Cena's final run with the company. Who knows if he's going to win the Elimination Chamber in March, but
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Any final words?
Nothing much, but have a great day, and I'm glad to be talking to you from a beautiful park out here.
Parpet State Park. If you can, donate. Let's keep these parks going.
Yeah.
You know, me and Eddie, we like to go hiking all the time.
Yes, we do.
One of our favorite places to go. Everybody take care.
Have a great day.